The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation or Stewart Title. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill KNAPIK from Stewart Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill KNAPIK.
And welcome to the show. We're so glad you joined us. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill KNAPIK, hosting the show and developing business sometimes at the same time. As you know, we are sponsored by Stewart Insurance and Risk Management, where you can get home, auto, business insurance, all kinds of insurance. And whether you are listening here in Houston, Texas, or anywhere else, and I do mean anywhere else, that could be Montana, that could be Pennsylvania, we know you're going to enjoy the show because we always line up a terrific cast. And today we're going to talk about real estate. We're going to take the pulse of the market right here in Houston. So you're going to enjoy the show. And I'm going to tell you our first guest, this guy is a top producer. He is with Nan Properties. His name is Albert Cantu. Albert, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's very exciting to see you again. And I remember many shows ago you were on talking about high-rise living. So let's tell people about Nan Properties and what you do there.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I specialize in inner-city properties, especially in high-rise condos. Found a little niche I've been very thankful for in the Med Center as well as Midtown and other parts of the city. At Nan & Company, we're currently about 30 agents strong. We're very well known for technology-driven, so our base is from young professionals all the way up to senior real estate buyers. So with the market changing and with a lot of international buyers, we are really known for that.
Well, let me tell people, too, I have the visual. Every time I think about your company, Albert, not only the things you describe, but you have such a beautiful office. What floor is it on? I forget.
It's on the 14th floor. It faces the Galleria Mall.
When someone comes to visit your office, it is a spectacular view and a great perspective on all the area around it. So I always love to visit. But in the meantime, you also said something about the medical community. We know, and I'm not a statistician, but I think that is our strongest industry. People think of oil and gas, but right here, the medical community in Houston is so gigantic and such a driver for economics right here. Tell people about what's going on and expound upon your work there in helping people, medical professionals.
Absolutely. In the medical field, people know somewhat, but we're the world's largest medical center. We have over 21 hospitals, 8 specialty institutions, and hundreds of people moving daily. So with that market, the medical center has Herman Park, the museum district. So I do a lot of condos in that area with doctors, students all over the world, as well as people getting treatment. With that, we have a lot of buyers also in Pearland. Pearland's one of the biggest parts of Harris County that have lots of people that buy from there, from the medical center.
And I'll tell people, too, I have some friends in Pearland, and Pearland is situated where you could really, yes, there's some traffic, but it's really close enough where they can get in and out fairly easy. Would you say that's correct, Albert?
Absolutely. About 20 minutes. About 20 minutes back.
On a good day, right?
On a good day. I was going to say, on a good day. But here in Houston, double that with the traffic.
But the beauty is that it's right there at the bottom kind of the city, the medical community, so you can really make that exodus or entrance into Pearland. So I like that. That's a great deal. But tell us about the market right now in the medical community. Are there medical professionals coming in from other places? I mean, I would think it's thriving, but tell us.
You know, the great thing about the medical center is that people are always going to need medical treatment, and we have the world's best-known doctors. So we have doctors that come for fellowship, the residency, as well as new students. Like I said before, we have 54 medical-related institutions and 21 hospitals. So we have lots of nurses and doctors that need
help, right?
That need help,
In the meantime, but you also deal with people that are coming right out of college, that are looking for places to live, whether they rent or buy. And you also have like you said, the doctor that's been in business for a while, right?
Absolutely. I've worked with surgeons across the board from Texas Children's Hospital up to Baylor, people that are on the board. Many different purchasers buy multiple condo units knowing that the market kind of goes up and down, but the medical center is always thriving.
No doubt about it. Now, when you have someone that's interested, say, in something near the medical center, what are the kind of places? Is it always a high-rise, or what other options do they have if they want to be close to that area?
Absolutely. No, there's townhomes. Lots of people want to be near the Herman Park. Herman Park's a great park. It's about 445 acres. Lots of things to do. We have a lot of single-family homes in that area as well. A lot of people like to be in high-rise because they have the concierge and a lot of different access to world-class amenities at their fingertips.
There's no doubt about it. There is a real advantage to high-rise living, whether you're in the medical community or anything else. I myself had the opportunity to live in 2 high-rises, and I really enjoyed the convenience, the ability to just leave. And would you say, and let's move a little bit out of the medical community and go back kind of to where your office is, because it sits among many beautiful high-rises, in fact. Give us an idea of that high-rise market outside of, say, the medical area.
Absolutely. And the Galleria does really well. We have one of the most international community in the world. So we have lots of buyers that buy secondary, third homes here. So we always thrive with buyers that come in and out. With the new millenniums, it's one of the thriving markets that we have here, and they're purchasing properties left and right, moving here to the States. So that's always keeping Houston thriving.
Now, when you deal with do you deal with buyers that do come from other states and other cities?
Absolutely.
So when you do, what are the things that they want to know about first?
Well, first, buyers these days are well educated. Everything is online. So they have a lot of questions and have a lot of answers already for me when I first meet them. But the main thing is location, location, location. It's still the most important thing.
How do they find you? Let's say someone comes from, let's say, again, Montana or New York City. How do they find Albert?
Absolutely. On Nan & Company properties, we have a great website, as well as albertcantu.com. So I'm known as that as well. But my market, probably more than, I would say, 60, 70% are out-of-towners. We have so many people still moving into the city from other states. And so when we have people buying from New York, California, and when they see the prices here is much different from other parts of the country. So it's much easier for them to buy in a high demand area versus buying stuff outside the suburbs, and where, you might have to drive an hour and back and forth.
No doubt about it. As it relates to certain areas of the country, you can look at our housing as a bargain, right?
Yeah, it's a down payment.
Is it that? Right. In fact, and not only that, it's that, but it's also a good market for investors in some cases too. Do you run into investors along the way?
I do run into investors along the way. Also, the new construction market is still doing tremendous here inside the Loop. Between 200 and 500,000, we have not seen any kind of dip of actually an increase.
Hang on, whoa, say that again. What's that price point?
$200K to $500,000.
And I'm hearing a lot of that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, the permits for new construction with investors have not dipped at all. So that market is doing very well.
Well, that's very exciting. Now, Albert, tell people how they can reach you at Nan Properties.
Sure. You can reach us at our office at 713-714-6454 or at albertcantu.com or nanproperties.com.
Very easy to remember. Nan as in Nancy, right? She is
Yes.
the broker there. I love that name, Nan Properties. Nancy?
Nancy, absolutely. She's a wonderful broker, very supportive, very thankful that we're at the beautiful office. Our new office is at BBVA Campus Building, which is a very, very incredible view, but also just the location is out of sight.
And I love so many things about your office. The other thing I love is that when you look out the window, you could see the corporate office for Stewart Title. That's right, Nan, can't you? Right?
Absolutely.
I'll wave at you next time, Albert. Yep. In the meantime, that's Albert Cantu with Nan Properties. We're going to take a short break and come right back with even more. Thank you, Albert.
Thank you very much.
Stewart Title has been serving Texas for over 120 years. A Texas treasure, Stewart Title's longevity is a testimony to superior service, innovation, and knowing what their customers want. Recent surveys show that 92% of respondents want secure online tracking tools to help them during the closing process. Stewart Title offers the most robust and secure system to track transactions online available today. To learn more, contact Stewart Title at one of their many offices around the city. Stewart Title. Online at stewart.com. That's STEWART.com.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. The show marches on, and now we're going to march right up from the center of the city in the medical center. We're going to go up to what they call the livable forest. It is Kingwood, Texas, and we're going to talk to two experts that are from that area with JLA Realty. Easy name to remember, JLA Realty. We're going to talk to John Altic and Mr. James Hargrove. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having us.
Thanks for having us today.
Well, how was the drive down here? Not too far, is it?
It's not bad. Depending on what time of the day and when you're coming, it can be 30 minutes. Now it could be 2 hours too if you plan that wrong, but it's not bad.
No doubt about it. Well, first of all, John, tell people about your company and what you do up there in that livable forest.
Definitely. Well, I'm the broker-owner of JLA Realty. We're headquartered in Atascocita. We have 6 offices across Houston, so we have agents all over the city. We're getting ready to open our first office in Katy, which is going to go live here in about a month. We're doing build-out right now. But we have 260 agents across Houston.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Let's stop there. How many?
260. So
That's a lot.
Yeah. 2 years ago, we opened our first office in Atascocita with 22 agents, and 2 years later, we're at 260 and 6 offices. So a lot happening within the JLA culture.
I'm going to tell you, that sounds like there's a formula to success there. And tell people how, and of course, I'm looking at you. If people tune into the YouTube video, they can see you still have a full head of hair with 260 agents. I don't know how you do that.
I've got fabulous people around me. It's, you've got to surround yourself with fabulous people in this business. And the key to my success is that I have a wonderful management and leadership team around me, James being one of those. And if you're going to have a culture where you're very inclusive with your agents, you've got to have the people that can help you make that happen. So, no, this isn't all me by any means.
No doubt about it. But let me ask you this, John. Sometimes it can be it's just one of the barometers, I think, of success for a broker, and that is when they add agents, right?
Correct.
So as you're in this growth mode from, say, you start at by yourself or a couple people?
Just me.
There you are. That's fascinating. So you start by yourself. When did you start seeing, at what number of agent that you added did you start seeing that, wow, I have something going here that I could keep expanding and it's working real well?
So I was originally a franchise owner with one of the big brands, and franchises were not for John.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out with the intent to create something totally different in real estate. The real estate market's changing quickly. When you look out here with social media and the internet and we've got the most educated consumers, they want their agents to be just as educated. So I wanted to create something totally different back when I started this, and I knew really early on that we had something totally different that would take us to the next level. And you've obviously got to sell that to the real estate community, and you've got to get agents to believe in your vision, which is always the challenge. But when we hit about 25, 30 agents, and it started to turn on pretty quick, and now we're adding 5 to 10, sometimes 15 agents a month, we've got the community up and looking and listening because we're a culture-driven business. We take really, really great care of our agents. I'm a real big Richard Branson fan who says take care of your employees and they'll take care of your clients, and so that's our philosophy. But yeah, it's been a very awesome, fun journey.
No doubt about it. And it sounds like you're exactly right. Richard Branson, I've almost read the whole book. I forget his recent one, but it was really, really good. You may have read that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I'm a big Branson fan.
I mean, those first couple chapters, he talks about the success principles, and you see that written down, and you say, wow, I could see why he's just gone on, and he didn't stick to traditional thinking. He
Correct.
thinks outside the box and does what works. No doubt about it, right?
Well, and I've surrounded myself with some inside the box people because I think way outside the box.
You got to be reeled in sometimes.
No. My leadership team likes to reel me in from time to time and say, John, you're flying too high here. But when you look at any business, and Houston's such a fabulous economy if you're a business owner, and where we're going, in Houston as a whole, when you talk about the medical center earlier and the ship channel and on top of oil and gas, you can really drive awesome business here, but you've got to have the right culture because your clients are looking for that, your agents are looking for that, so that we really push that on a high level.
And let's say from the buyer and seller standpoint, what are the distinctions that they could find at JLA Realty that they should know about?
My big push within JLA is that every agent has their own brand. When they come into the business, they come in with their friends, their family, the people that they know. They need to have their own brand and be themselves. So we take really good care of our clients on a very personal level. I'm very personal with my agents. I know them all. I know everything about them. And then I, in turn, teach them to do the same thing. We go through a lot of DISC training. We go through managing your brand, managing your people. So the clients then are going to feel that from a very educated level, as well as support team. When you hire a JLA agent, you're not hiring one of them, you're hiring all 260 of us. So the knowledge base we share, we're very compatible in that. And that's where I've got guys like James Hargrove, and I'm going to let James step in here a minute, who really helps with the social media aspect and helps agents teach. They teach them on a level of what Facebook does and what social media looks like, and brings that into the clientele, because the clients, the average buyer is around 32 right now. Well, they're on Facebook, so they want to see their agent there. They want to communicate. So there's just a lot of pieces to this that we bring in.
Yeah, absolutely, John. And I think ultimately, we can prospect all day long as real estate agents, but it's those that know us, like us, love us, that's going to do business with us the most and give us those referrals. And it's about going back to the branding that John mentioned, building who you are and who you relate to as to your personal sphere. And, if you're a golfer, you're probably going to do business with golfers. So you need to sort of catapult on that. And, we've got several different people that do different branding aspects through their social media, and they've drawn clients to them that they didn't have previously when they didn't have their own personal persona, so to speak.
Very interesting. And I'm looking at your business card, James. It says you're the Director, Special Projects, Strategic Initiatives. That sounds pretty important stuff.
It sounds a lot fancier than it is, but part of my role was recently I coordinated an arm wrestling tournament amongst the agents. We did an air hockey tournament prior to that. So we like to do fun things that keep the agents engaged, that keep them.
That's some Richard Branson stuff
yes,
there.
Yes, sir.
Not that we do it any differently. Everybody has barbecue cook-offs, that kind of stuff, but we just put a little different spin on it, and the agents really just eat it up and have a good time. In fact, I think our second place women's division arm wrestling tournament, she was 60-plus years old, and
she nailed it.
I didn't want to arm wrestle.
Okay, see?
Well, and it's a culture of fun, and I think whenever you're in any company, when your people are having fun and they're successful, it then relates right back out to the client, and that's a real big part of our culture.
Exactly. Now, James, also you have a nickname that you're known by. Let's share that with the listeners.
So probably about November of last year, 2015, I decided I was going to tag myself as the Texas real estate dude. A couple of my industry peers in mortgage and at other brokerages were calling themselves the Kingwood mortgage guy, which is a good friend of mine, props out to him. And I thought the guy was played out, so I needed something a little different. So I'm in real estate, I'm in Texas, and I wanted to be the dude instead of the guy, and it's really tagged with me, and just all my peers, they're calling me dude now. They don't
there
call
you
me
go.
James
And there's a movie that had that all through it. In the meantime, let's tell people about the marketplace up there. If people here in Houston, they may live in the center of the city, but they may be listening again from another state. Tell people the pulse and describe Kingwood, the area that you serve. Kind of paint a picture.
Sure, absolutely, Bill. One of the great things going on in Kingwood right now, and we kind of call it the northeast quadrant, if you will, sort of north of Beltway 8, Atascocita, Humble, HKA area. But in Kingwood right now, we got a new town center or market square type area going in. We're getting a lot of new restaurants, a huge new HEB. That's a big thing going on Kingwood Drive. Of course, Atascocita has been seeing growth forever now. And we're finding as JLA, we're seeing a lot of growth in some of the outlying communities. Crosby, Amanda Seidel on our leadership team out in Crosby, the Pratkas out in Dayton, our North 59 office just north of the New Grand Parkway coming through. There's growth for miles. I mean, it's going to be Houston and Dallas are going to be neighbors pretty soon.
And to expand on that, Kingwood's always been this kind of hidden gem in the Louisville Forest. And if you look at home prices over the years in Kingwood, they don't move. The market's so strong there. And we really find that we're getting a lot of people moving in from downtown out there. They want to raise their family out there. They love the schools. Kingwood School District is fabulous. So that we're finding a lot of people moving in and out from downtown out to us and then reloading in there as well. So it's a great market right now, just on fire.
And when I think of just the word Kingwood and going up in that area, the first thing I really do think about are the trees.
Yes.
Because it's almost like when you get off, if you're going via 59, you get off the exit, and it's kind of like those trees just wrap their arms around you.
They do. They envelope you when you drive down Kingwood Drive. And Kingwood's known for their green belts. They have like 70-some miles of green belts tucked in around all those trees. So it's just a really great place to raise a family and to enjoy the amenities between the lake and all the new building going on. I mean, James commented, we've got a monster new HEB that's supposed to open this fall, and we're so excited about that. And just a lot of great things happening out there. But I love to watch the prices, and prices continue to climb in that market. And it's a beautiful thing when you're in real estate.
All right, now I'm using my imagination here. Is it unusual to say, or would it be true to say that it might be just a tad cooler up there because of the trees? Because it's so hot
cooler
right now,
yeah.
man. I'm dying down here.
It's still humid though, Bill. You're still going to get the humidity, right? We can't get around that.
All right. Well, give us an idea, John. What lies ahead for your company?
If you look at my business plan, it makes my leadership team's head hurt sometimes because we're going to keep the pedal to the floor. We're going to keep growing. We've got 6 other offices that I'm playing with on the books in the next 12 months and continue to add great agents. And then on top of that, train the agents at a high level so that we're continuing to push the numbers. Production-wise, we're double what we were last year, and we're going to keep doing that. So it's a great place at JLA. We're having a lot of fun. We're making a lot of friends and growing like mad.
Very nice. And James, tell people how they can reach you, Mr. Real Estate Dude.
Thank you, Bill. Find me direct on my mobile phone at 281-961-3599. Of course, on Facebook, /James Hargrove, or James in Houston, I think it is, or /Texas Real Estate Dude for my business page. Also at TXRE_dude on Twitter, which I like a lot.
Very nice. And John, tell people how they can reach you, please.
Directly on my cell phone, 281-744-2611. You can catch us on our website, jlarealestate.com.
Very nice, gentlemen. Thank you so much. In the meantime, we are going to take a short break. You're listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, your host, Bill KNAPIK. Stay tuned. We're coming back with even more.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
Welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Here we go. Boy, we're going all over the place today, geographically speaking. And now we have Mr. Brad Ballard. He is with New Coast Properties, calling in from the Bolvar Peninsula. Brad, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Man, first of all, let's tell people about your company, New Coast Properties, and the area that you serve, please.
Yeah, New Coast Properties is a real estate development and a real estate brokerage company. We're developing 2 subdivisions on the Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County. One is beachfront, and it's called Seagrass Beach, and the other is on the bay side of the peninsula, and it's called Laguna Harbor.
Man, when you say the word Laguna, boy, I have to think of California, so I'm already thinking like I'm going to be in a good place if I go down there, eh?
Yeah, it's a great place. It's a very tranquil, quiet place. You know, everything's waterfront there on the bay, and it's a great little place.
Very interesting. Well, let's tell people that may not, let's say they're in Houston, but we know people listen all over the United States to the show on the internet after it airs and so forth. But let's describe, if you would, people certainly know Houston, Texas, the 4th largest city, but give them a visual, if you would, of what's down there and what this Bolvar Peninsula looks like.
Yeah, so Bolivar Peninsula is a 27-mile strip. It's a peninsula that fronts on the Gulf of Mexico. And then the backside is on Galveston Bay, so it's across the bay from Kemah. It's about an hour and a half from Houston. It's accessible via I-45 south, and you can use the ferry to come across to the peninsula, or you can go I-10 east and then come down Highway 124 at the Winnie exit. So it's accessible via 2 different routes, and it's a cool little place. It's very laid back. It's the place for nature lovers, people that want something a little bit quieter than Galveston. It doesn't have all the restaurants and bars and all the retail. It's a much more quiet, like going back in time almost.
That sounds really nice. Now, let's say someone, also from a time standpoint, let's say they fly into Houston Hobby Airport and they were going to go to the Bolivar Peninsula. What kind of timing would be involved?
Yeah, so they're looking about a 45-minute to 1 hour drive down to the ferry landing in Galveston, down I-45. And then from there, it's about a 15 to 20-minute ferry ride across to the peninsula. And so you're looking at about an hour and a half to get all the way down to the peninsula, barring no ferry lines.
Very nice. Also, let's describe again the properties that you're involved with. Should someone be interested, now I know they are after you describe them, tell them about the properties again, what they can find down there.
Yeah, so the first one, it's our the one we're very proud of. It's a brand new beachfront community in the Crystal Beach area. It's called Seagrass Beach. It's 35 beachfront lots, all front row lots, kind of a half moon shape. It's got a lot of amenities. It's the ultimate family playground at the beach. You don't have to go out to the beach to get in the water because we've got a resort-style pool that's nestled, 18 feet above sea level on a big mound that we piled up out. It's beachfront, and it's got an infinity edge, drops off into a lower pool. It's got tanning ledges, a beach entry. It's wrapped with 6 cabanas, and we've got a pool house with bathrooms, and we've got a fire pit down below it. It's a wonderful little community that was designed around, the family, the people with kids or grandkids or just friends they want to spend time with at the beach just to relax and get away from the hustle and bustle of the big city.
And what would the price point be for this Seagrass Beach that you speak of?
Yeah, so you can get into Seagrass around $500,000, and it'll work up from there. Over $1 million. We're actually have a couple homes under construction right now. They're priced at $695,000 and $795,000. They're a little larger than what you could build. You can start off at 1,500 square feet, but the two we're building are just under 1,900 square feet and a little more than 2,200 feet. And they're finished out, and they have a lot of architectural detail that's not found here on the Bolivar Peninsula. Everything here is fairly simple, and we're taking it to the next level, and we're building all the homes to the fortified level, which is a much higher level of engineering than most homes are built along the Texas coast. We've got the only builder that's certified fortified builder here in this area. It's Charles and Michael Custom Homes. And so we're using a lot of materials that you don't find, not traditional materials here on the peninsula, because they're much stronger and basically heavy duty.
And for people that are buying down there, are they buying for a vacation home, or are people actually living down there as their main home?
Yeah, so in Seagrass, we expect the predominant buyer is going to be a second home. It's going to be a weekend house. It's going to be a place that they use 15 to 20 times a year, and they may rent them out half a dozen or 10 times a year. But the majority of the buyers for Seagrass are second home buyers, vacation homes. Laguna, it's a little different. We actually have quite a few primary residence owners in there. Just because it's off the beach, there's not as much activity. It's a lot quieter. It's a place where you can have kids and they can ride, their bikes down the street, not have to worry about any traffic whatsoever. It's on the much quieter end of the peninsula, away from the Crystal Beach area.
And what's the price point there at Laguna?
Laguna, it starts off in the 300s. We've sold a number of houses recently in the mid 300s, and they do work up from there. The houses in there range from 1,200 feet and up. So everything is waterfront in Laguna Harbor. At the present time, we have 120 lots in Laguna Harbor. Every one is waterfront on the canals. They're deep water canals, so we have sailboats and large power boats come in all the time. We're presently 70% sold out of our lots in Laguna Harbor, and we've got a lot of construction activity that's kicked off recently. And we've got a lot of homes in the works in the planning stages, designing their homes to get them ready for next summer. So it's a wonderful little community, and I've got huge plans for Laguna Harbor. That's a 5 to 10 year plan for me, whereas I think Seagrass is a 18-month to 2-year sellout. whereas Laguna is probably a 5 to 10 year plan because I've got a lot of acreage over there. We've got a little more than 90 acres to work with, and we have plans to develop a full service marina with fuel, diesel, gasoline, and high octane, as well as 100 large slips for larger boats, offshore style boats. And we do have a restaurant entertainment venue that's in the works. It's in planning stages right now, where we're laying it out and talking to a variety of entrepreneurs and restaurateurs to come in and work with us on that development.
And Brad, would you tell people you've created a lot of interest, I think. Where can they see what these places look like? Seagrass Beach and Laguna. Where can they go?
It's real simple. Both websites are seagrassbeach.com, and the other is lagunaharbor.com. And if you also get on Facebook, we are very active on Facebook, and it's just facebook.com/Laguna Harbor, and then facebook.com/Seagrass Beach. And we're very active in uploading pictures and videos of what's going on at the present time. How many boats are in the harbor, what the surf's like, what flowers are growing on the beach, and what the pool looks like, and the sunrise and sunsets. I mean, we're constantly updating our Facebook page on almost a daily basis, and it's a great little avenue for someone just to keep up with what's going on at the beach by going onto our pages.
Sounds pretty nice. And how would you say the market is down there overall?
The market is actually very strong. That's actually it's been problematic for our construction because we've had a hard time keeping the contractors on the job because they're so busy, and all the general contractors are trying to pull them off to get them on their job, and everybody's fighting for the subcontractors down here. And basically the homes are selling as fast as they can build them down here. Since Hurricane Ike, the Bolvar Peninsula has averaged 20 new homes per month since Ike. So we're talking 7-8 years, times 12 times 20. There's been a lot of new homes built since Hurricane Ike down here to replace homes that were damaged during the storm and just new ones. So it's a totally different environment down here than it was before the storm. The homes are much stronger, much bigger, and much nicer.
Fascinating. Brad, would you tell people how they can reach out to you, please?
Sure. You can reach out to me by email. It's brad@lagunaharbor.com or brad@seagrassbeach.com. And you can go to our website. All of our telephone numbers are on there for both Seagrass and Laguna. And we've got an answering service that will answer and direct a phone call to the appropriate personnel. And you can also stop by the two sites. We do have a sales center at Laguna Harbor, and we're in the midst of getting one out at Seagrass Beach. Right now, we should have one out here in the next couple of weeks.
Very nice.
So that'd be the best, is to stop by the site and see what we have to offer instead of trying to look at it online.
Sounds good. I'm on my way after the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Ballard with New Coast Properties. Thank you, Brad.
Hey, thank you, guys.
And we're going to take a short break and come right back with even more. Stay tuned.
If you've been in the real estate industry for any length of time, you know unexpected and costly events can happen. Safeguard yourself against the unexpected with Real Estate Errors and Omissions Insurance, or E&O, through Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Not all E&O insurance policies are created equal. How confident are you that your current E&O policy fully protects you? Stewart Insurance and Risk Management offers expertise in the real estate industry and tailors your coverage to correctly manage your risk. With Stewart Insurance and Risk Management, facing the unexpected just became a lot easier. Safeguard your future with real estate E&O insurance through Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Call today at 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Or email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com to request tailored insurance options for you and your business.
And now, one of our regular contributors and the sponsor of our show, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management, none other than Brittany TACQUARD. Brittany, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
It is awesome. And boy, we get such great feedback about your appearances. People love it because they must love insurance or they like learning more. So first of all, let's remind people about Stewart Insurance and Risk Management and what you all do.
Well, we help everyone that's involved in the real estate transaction with their insurance, whether it's business insurance or their personal insurance. So I'm talking E&O for business, general liability, commercial property, and then for personal, home, auto, flood, umbrella, all of that good stuff.
And it's always important to bring forth the distinction because people were so glad they know about Stewart Title for title insurance. But Stewart Insurance and Risk Management, you have been serving individuals and businesses for, about 11 years or so.
Correct.
And many people just think about us for title insurance, but it's important to know, hey, you're driving that car, you can call Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. That house that you're closing on, hey, we're going to cover you there, right?
Exactly. We're there for all of Stewart Title's customers. That's why we were made, so we can better serve all of Stewart's customers. So we're happy to help you with that home closing, help you with your insurance there. And it's always better to get that auto and home together on your insurance policy, so we can help with that. And then if you're a real estate broker listening, we can help with your E&O insurance as well. We work within the real estate industry every single day when it comes to insurance.
Indeed. And when we talk about the real estate community that listens to the show, let's remind them, too, you give presentations. You and your team will go to a broker's office and talk and do things like that, and MCE courses and that. So let's tell them about that.
Yes. So we can go to your office. A lot of times you might even receive an email from me personally inviting you to a class that we're hosting at one of Stewart Title's locations. We host them all over Houston. We also host them in other states. So we're happy to teach you about reducing your risks and protecting your license as a real estate professional.
And if they want to reach out, Brittany, tell them how they can do that and set something up with you.
Well, first, you can call us at 866-845-4676. You can always ask for me, Brittany TACQUARD, or just probably Brittany. So, or you can email me at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
The phone number one more time, Brittany.
866-845-4676.
And one of the things that came up as we were thinking about it is that when we have, let's say, home insurance, that's one segment of one of the menu items that you have for the individual. But for home insurance, it's important to have it valued at the right amount. There's so many components to a home insurance policy, and I'm no expert, but it dawns on me that sometimes we're so worried about having the right price or a low price for our insurance because it can get expensive that we may not have the policy set for the right amount should there be a claim or even big destruction on a home.
Exactly. We educate on that. That's one of the things. Of course, everyone wants that cheap premium. There's other ways to get there, and we, of course, tailor the insurance according to your needs and what you're comfortable with paying. But replacement cost is huge. This is just a little tip for your home insurance. Having a replacement cost on your home insurance policy ensures that your home or your belongings won't depreciate at time of loss. So the, I guess, other component would be actual cash value if you don't have replacement cost. And at that time, if you're looking, say you had a major loss and they take your home or they take your belongings, they say, well, it's this much, it's 10 years old. So they take into account the age, the condition, and then they pay you for what it's worth after they depreciate it. So it's just, we always recommend that replacement cost coverage.
Very important. Let's say that again, replacement cost and actual cash value, because boy, that is so important. And I'll tell you, so I'll share this with you. And that is, I guess a few months ago, I was going back to my house for lunch and the street was blocked off with fire trucks. And there was a home, actually, I saw it on fire. Heartbreaking to see that kind of destruction. But the point is, it was so close to my home, and it just makes you aware that stuff happens. And in this case, this wasn't even a homeowner negligent, as I understand. I'm no expert on this, but neighbors talk and so forth. But it was actually a vehicle that was digging a hole, some kind of payloader that hit a gas line. The homeowner wasn't even home. Anyway, their home was caught on fire. And just recently, I guess they didn't repair it because the other day there were bulldozers bulldozing this. Gosh, it's probably about almost a $2 million home. But it was unbelievable to see a home that once stood in its grandeur, beautiful high dollar home, and here today there's bulldozers scraping away the parts of the home. It's heartbreaking, but yet there'll be a new home there someday.
Yes, and you can imagine just the debris removal, the actual breaking it down that can add up, and that's also something you want to check in your home policy. So yes, replacement cost is definitely something that we recommend. Of course, each individual is different. We are there as your advisor. We educate you, and then we let you choose. But we definitely always make sure to educate our customers about that component.
That's right. And it makes me think, too, but the point of that story is that, gosh, anything can happen. Our lives can change on a dime. And part of what you do as you serve individuals and businesses all around, you serve and help with the risk, Stewart Insurance and risk management.
Yep.
But I also want to say there that I'm sure the people in this particular case, one of the first things they did is like, I wonder how we're covered. To what extent, when they have this devastation, other than the immediate things that they have to do, they have to go back and say, I hope this is going to end up a happy ending.
Yes.
And another word of prevention is that certain problems we can avoid. And I want to just reach out and encourage people, hey, sometimes if there's a fire in the kitchen or something gets out of control, having fire extinguishers are so important, and having ones that are checked by the fire department, and you just don't want to get cheap ones. So having fire extinguishers around the home, and of course just being careful and having logical things that you do are so important. And even there's some tips that people can do to prevent flood and things like that of pipes breaking. But anyway, that's just my word out there. Boy, be careful, everybody.
Yes, be careful. As we all know, our life can change on a dime.
But you're there to help.
Yes, we are. We always talk about serving with our hearts. Tom Carpentier, our president, is huge on that, and we preach on that every day. We serve with everything as if the person that we're talking on the phone with is our family. So we make sure we educate and we do right by the customer.
Very nice. Brittany, tell them one more time the phone number.
Phone number is 866-845-4676.
And see, no matter who they're insured with right now, and you may have some of your regular customers listening to the show, but if someone has a policy somewhere else with another company, it doesn't hurt them to pick up the phone just to make sure two things. One, that they have the right coverage, and perhaps you might even have a better price because you shop various insurance companies, right?
Exactly. Our tie is to the customer, like I just said, and not to a certain company. So we're able to look for options for you, but also make sure that you are properly covered.
No doubt about it. And before they call, they can go to stewart.com and see the full menu too, right?
Yes, they can.
Is that a hard website to remember?
No, it's not. It's just stewart.com. That's all. Hover over the insurance tab. You got business insurance, you have personal insurance, and you can find it all there.
Very nice. Brittany, one more time on the phone number.
866-845-4676.
Very nice. Thank you so much. In the meantime, we're going to take a short break and come right back.
Stewart Title has been serving Texas for over 120 years. A Texas treasure, Stewart Title's longevity is a testimony to superior service, innovation, and knowing what their customers want. Recent surveys show that 92% of respondents want secure online tracking tools to help them during the closing process. Stewart Title offers the most robust and secure system to track transactions online available today. To learn more, contact Stewart Title at one of their many offices around the city. Stewart Title, online at stewart.com. That's STEWART.com.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back to Real Estate Matters. Your host, Bill KNAPIK, and earlier we talked about the livable forest, Kingwood, Texas. The livable forest. Many people may not know there's a legend that lives up there in the livable forest. His name is Steve Sheeney. He is the Business Development Officer for Stewart Title. He was kind enough to bring in John and James to the show, but he is the living legend for Stewart Title up there. Steve, welcome to the show.
Well, Bill, thanks for having me again. I always do appreciate the forum for us to bring our top clients on, and we really appreciate having them here today.
It is awesome, and they always bring forth great information, and you were probably surprised that I said you're the living legend up there, or one of them, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then a curveball, Steve. But let's tell people, Stewart Title, not only are you up there serving realtors, but there's 2 locations for Stewart Title, right?
Well, yes, we service the greater Lake Houston area. So you have Kingwood, Humble, and Atascocita. Our offices are located in Kingwood and Atascocita. Our address for our Atascocita office is 18700 West Lake Houston Parkway in Humble, Texas. And then we also have our Kingwood office, which is 1710 West Lake Houston Parkway in Kingwood, Texas.
And great offices, excellent closers, the A-team. Let's tell them how to reach you, Steve, should they want to reach out for your services.
Well, you could always call me at 281-299-8328.
One more time.
281-299-8328.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Sheeney. In the meantime, we're going to continue our livable forest theme because Mr. John Altic is back. John, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
In the meantime, what else should we know, John, as the show? We've got a few minutes left here in the show, and we're bringing everybody back now, but tell us what else.
For your listeners out there looking to buy or sell, the market's really, really good. I mean, nationally, you see a lot of stuff in the markets on TV saying that there's a downturn in different areas. Houston is hot. It's a great time to buy. It's a great time to sell. Get out there and look around. If you're willing to make a move and this is your time, then there's no better time in Houston. So we'd love to help you out with any of your buying or selling, renting, commercial. We do it all at JLA.
And it's fascinating. On this particular show, we are hitting geographically. It didn't start by intent, but we're starting from the north with Kingwood. We've talked to Albert about the inner city, the medical center, and then Brad with the Bolvar Peninsula. So, I mean, theoretically, someone could buy a home in each one of those areas, right?
Absolutely. And if you look across Houston, the market's so fabulous. So we've got agents all across Houston, from Katy to the Woodlands. We've got a girl down in Galveston as well. So we're all over Houston.
That's kind of like Stewart Title. We are all over, and many people don't know, not just the 30-some locations in Houston, but we're also around the United States and even an international company. So it's exciting. Are you going to open any branches, any new branches, John?
We do have. Katy will open within the next 30 days. We've got our sights set on a Woodlands office, a Galveston office. We're also got some stuff going on in the Pearland area. So, yeah, stay tuned. We've got a lot on the books.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, you're hitting all the spots, John. I mean, it's like every time you mentioned an area, a light just lit up on the map that's in my head right now.
Well, the market's so good. We want to make sure that we're well represented in every area of Houston. And I do have agents, and I need to have a place for them to work. So hang tight and watch and see how we grow.
No doubt about it. And the overlay to all these areas that we're speaking about, it's a great time to buy. The interest rates are so good. It's incredible. Albert, he is now back. Albert Cantu with Nan Properties. Albert, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Boy, isn't it exciting? Because I live kind of right where your office is, and the beauty of that part of town is that you can get to Kingwood in a reasonable amount of time. You can get to the Bolvar Peninsula or just about anywhere else. What else should we know, Albert?
Absolutely. Our market is very strong because we have lots of people moving from outside the suburbs. It's what's in right now. Lots of clients like to be accessible to restaurants and the Galleria, of course, but many different locations that are entertaining to our clients. But our big aspect in our business and in real estate in general, our office markets a lot on Instagram, YouTube, listing videos, social media across the board. Our big thing is promote. We love what we do, and so we thrive on that.
No doubt about it. And, we talked about John's company. A lot of agents are coming on board. Your company, too. As I talked to Nancy recently, well, you guys have been expanding like crazy as well.
Absolutely. We're about 30 agents strong. We like to handpick our agents and make sure that they're producers as well as big thing customer service or, any real estate business or any business, period, is referral.
No doubt about it. And I'm also really thinking right now about certainly people here in Houston, buyers, sellers, just people that just like to hear the show, to hear about the different guests. But also I'm still thinking about those people from out of town that hear this and they hear about a great real estate market. But I have to say, again, that the interest rates, people just can't believe it. And we're hearing that they might even go lower. That blows your mind, doesn't it?
Absolutely. With interest rates being so low, lots of our clients are saying, why use our money when we can use someone else's with interest rates that low?
No doubt about it. Albert, tell people how they can reach you again.
Yes, my direct number is 281-221-2990 or at facebook.com/Albert Cantu Realtor.
No doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Albert Cantu with Nan Properties. And we want to say hi to Nancy if she's listening. In the meantime, we're switching gears back. It's just kind of like a remote controller sitting at the TV, flipping around. He's back, the Texas real estate dude, James Hargrove.
Hey,
James.
thanks, Bill. And I just wanted to touch on, I think John brought up, maybe yourself as well, the commercial opportunities that JLA participates in and what's going on in our area. And I'm thinking solely, I guess, of my day-to-day activity up in the Humble Kingwood area. I actually reside in Kingwood in our home office, sort of in the Atascocita area. But we've got great commercial opportunities up there, being so close to IAH. I was just out there with a client the other day. A lot of warehousing, logistical type opportunities, and of course all the retail opportunities coming into Kingwood that we just mentioned a few moments ago. Just I would just end with great things happening with JLA, great things happening in Houston. It's a great place to be right now.
There's no doubt about it. As long as you have an air conditioner, it's a great place to be.
Absolutely.
And I remember when I used to travel a lot, it's interesting that we are so well air conditioned, this city, the businesses, the homes, that sometimes you go somewhere up north in the summer, even though they have air conditioning, they don't know how to turn it on. So it's like hotter there. Just saying.
That is true.
In the meantime, James, what else should we know?
Just you can reach me direct on my mobile phone, 281-961-3599. Like my Twitter account a lot, at TXRE_dude. Just give me a call. Come see us someday.
Awesome. No doubt about it. In the meantime, we're so glad you guys came. And Steve, it did such a great job bringing the guys down from Kingwood. Boy, I can hardly wait to see what happens next in Kingwood, in the livable forest, and in your legendary world.
Well, I appreciate you having us down for this forum. Thank you so much.
And
Bill.
one more time, Stewart Title in Kingwood. What's the phone number?
281-299-8328.
And, the other reason I mentioned that, Steve, is as we talk about buying and selling both residential and commercial, one of the big things that's going on with the interest rate being so low, we know people that are going to be refinancing. And when they refinance, often, they have to get a title policy again. So many people don't know that, but when they do, we want them to reach out to Stewart Title, whether they're in Kingwood, whether they're in Galveston, or anywhere else, because we're all over the map, right?
That's right. And there are even people now that I know that are refinancing at a 2.6.
That's like a 15-year or something like that.
Yes.
Huh? That's unbelievable. So reach out to your loan officer and your business development officer at Stewart Title, because we will be stewards of your real estate transaction. We've only been doing it almost 123 years, but we handle each one with a reverence and a care for you. We will be stewards of your real estate transaction. And now, as the show concludes, we thank our sponsor, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. And I want to tell you, listen, a lot of information goes on each and every show, and even though you think the show's ending, no, it's not really, because we go on 24/7 at stewart.com/Houston. This is probably show 128 or so. I might be off by one, but all the shows are there in the archive at stewart.com/Houston. And if you want to get a bag of popcorn and even see the show, go to my YouTube channel where you can hear the show, the full content, of course, but you can see the guests in all their splendor and their full heads of hair, at least some of them. Again, that's Bill KNAPIK radio shows. Well, Steve, you're kind of on the way, but you still have some hair. Good work, man. But in the meantime, Bill KNAPIK radio shows, that's the YouTube channel. Check it out. You can see the guests and hear the show as many times as you want. And, of course, at stewart.com/Houston. Again, stewart.com/Houston. Thank you for listening.